Let's get over here. Excellent. Welcome. Just clicking buttons and things here, making sure we're good to go. And let's just check here. Excellent. I hope everybody's doing well today. We might try to get our camera going here in a second. So we're trying out some new things. We're trying that light stream service again, because now I can simultaneously broadcast on Twitch and YouTube, and we're going to see how that works. Just give me one more second here, and let's see. If we can include our camera here. There we go. Hey, there we are. Welcome everybody from my living room. And today we are on Layton Lakes. First, let's just check the time. Don't mind my glasses. I can't read chat without them. Let's go first switch our loadout here. And hopefully our audio... Oh, I gotta stop that, it's gonna make me sick. Hopefully our audio is coming through okay. So let's go here to our loadout. Yeah, we're gonna load anyways. We really don't have anything in here. We're gonna take a shotgun with us and a bow, obviously. Let's grab the... I think the biggest animal we have here is a moose, so we're gonna take the 303. I love hunting with it. And I think that should pretty much cover us. We're gonna exchange the 12 gauge for a 16 is what we're gonna do. So if you haven't taken the survey yet for Expansive Worlds, please do. Hey Matthews, how's it going? Matthew, it's good to see you today. Yeah, if you haven't done the survey yet, please do. It only improves the game that we get. So once again, EW's put out, they do one once or twice a year just to kind of see what where the community's at. UI. One of the things that I did with when I set up the UI for here was, okay, we're not going to take a tent with us. We're going to leave the tent away. One of the things I commented on with the UI was the fact that if you've played the Angler at all, the Angler's UI is fantastic in certain aspects because you can select your rod, put the reel that goes with it, and then select your line and your lure. And what I'd really like to see with the UI is something similar. It would be nice if, say, for example, it was classed like it is in the store, where we had, when we go into our storage, we have our weapons, our weapons, ammo, sights, all of that. But what would really be nice, I think, anyways, is that when, say, for example, we select a weapon, it would automatically give us the option of, okay, you've selected the 300 or the 303. Here's the ammunition you can use at the 303. And to me, that would be absolutely great. So we're going to take the 303. We're also going to grab the Ranger, the 243. It's telling us we are too heavy for some reason. So what do we all got in here? Oh, we gotta take this out. We're gonna grab the 243 just in case. The 243 is good, especially if we're gonna be. Now, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh man, yeah, we're gonna grab the 22 250. I think it's slightly lighter, and it's gonna give us that ability to hunt the coyotes, and we'll go from there. It's always hard trying to sort out your things. Anyways, for the UI, what I'd like to see, sidetracked squirrel. I think what I'd like to see is the UI. So you pick your shotgun, and then it says here's all the ammo that could go with that shotgun, and then here's the sights that you can attach to it. I think that would be a good way for them to, you know, for them to balance the UI here, so you don't have to scroll through everything all the time. Because let's face it, this is kind of garbage. We've been dealing with it for far too long. It should have been dealt with a long time ago. So once again, in that survey, there's one of those things that says, "Hey, you know what, UI, you can change that." Glad to see you, Rob. Welcome. So personally, for me, that's probably the biggest thing I'd like to see changed in this game. Is we're just going to save this loadout here. Is that UI? Why is it telling us our backpack's overloaded? Oh, we're going to take that out, obviously. And we're just going to save our loadout. And now we're going to get out of here. So once again, just a helpful tip when you're moving things over into your inventory. My personal preference is I like to sort out. I like to kind of go weapon collar, weapon collar, weapon collar. I just kind of started doing that right when the game first started because it was an easy way for us to organize all of our weapons, especially when we didn't have the weapon wheel. And I always put my bow beside my. I always put the bow beside the binoculars, so I can easily switch because you want to sight it and then you want to use your bow right away. So we're gonna go and we are going to we've put in the 22 250. Let's go put our 303 in, and we're gonna put our shotgun in over here, and then we're gonna build that. For our shotgun, we want to use our turkey collar, and we've got elk, deer. Oh, I want to use the mouth collar. I want to put into there, and then we're going to put our crow collar into here. So if I can find it, there we go, crow collar. Excellent. So, and if we had to switch. So now the handy part about the inventory and sorting it. Good to see you, Reb. Handy part about the inventory when we're sorting it here is now that we've put it into our inventory, we can open up our weapons wheel, and then we can select which weapons we want to use using, if you're on console like me, using the R1 and R2 button. So, or the L1 and L2 button. R1 and the L1 button. There we go. English thoughts not working. So the L1 button selects our ammo type, and the R1 button selects our sight. And it's saying that we don't have any sight for that weapon, but I'm almost guaranteed I don't think we have the Hyperion. No, we did not select it. I thought we did. So let's get our Hyperion on. So now when we go here, we can go and we can select using the R1 button. We're going to put a scope on here too. And then we're going to go. So what time do we have here? It is 9:05. We're into deer drinking time, so let's go after some whitetail. So I love Layton Lakes. It's kind of a it's so much on this map. It's absolutely I don't know. I don't even know if I could have an hour log for how often I've played on this map, but you got to remember it was the original 2, and it no matter how many times or how long I've hunted this map for, I always find new spots. On this map, so and new just little hidden areas sometimes. You know what? Since it's the morning, we are gonna go down here and we are gonna do so down here on the south shore. Excellent spot for whitetail all through here. Over here in at Ronaki, at this outpost here, this lake is good as well. There's a little kind of hidden lake up here. It doesn't even show up on the map, but right over here, there's a nice little spot there as well. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to travel down here and we're going to run the south shore. And the nice part about it is if you run that south shore kind of all the way down and across, by the time whitetail drink ends, you can go back and you can run and it's just loaded. So I'm going to fast travel to this tent again because we got stuck for some odd reason. And there we go. So if you're grinding, which once again, not really my thing, but if it's your thing, then great. Then this down here will be good. Dragon Lord, not too much. We're just out here, just exploring. Doing all right. I'm actually, I'm doing pretty good. I was sick all kind of the last 2 weeks, and now I'm feeling back to my good old self again, which is great. How are you doing today? All right, back at you. Thank you. I hope you had a fantastic holiday season with your family. Thanks for taking some time to join me today. We're just out here we're kind of running for whitetail right now because it's whitetail drink time, but just whatever we see today. I don't necessarily just hunt for one specific thing all the time. I like exploring the map. I like doing that kind of natural hunt, just going out and seeing what I can find. And doing a little bit of herd managing, right? I'm always looking for those max weight tracks. That's kind of what happens. I'm a little bit of a squirrel when it comes to this game because I'll be kind of following one thing, but as soon as I see, them max weight tracks, well, I'm going to follow it. I want to see if it's a diamond or whatever it's going to be, right? So still waiting for that day. I kind of am very mixed about, say, for example, the Great One, right? I love the concept. I'm going to say I don't know if I would shoot one if I found one on my map. Probably. But on the other hand, if I knew there was one there guaranteed, like, how cool is it that, you just kind of go on your map and there's a great one there, then there's one there and you can just go and watch it. It's kind of like the Australia, or no, the New Zealand mission in Tiararoa, where, I hope I don't spoil it for you, but you can either shoot, there's a moose there, you can either shoot the moose or you can just let it live, take a picture of it, let it live. I was really mixed. The first time I played through that map, I let it live. And then I asked the devs, I said, like, hey, listen, I just let this thing live. Is it always there on my map, or is it gone? And their response was, well, it's gone. And I was a little disappointed, I'll be honest. I was like, Oh man, that really sucks because if I didn't shoot it, technically it should still always be on my map, and yet it's not. And anyways, is what it is. So I took a picture and then shot it, and then shot it and put it in my other lodge. So I was like, we're gonna make that happen. But and it's not even a diamond animal. It's just it's one that you can only get on New Zealand through the missions. But I just kind of always thought it would be interesting just to have that on your map, right? You got an albino fallow deer. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm trying out a new streaming platform today. I'm trying for those who are on console and want to stream. There's Lightstream, and so it allows you to have some overlays and do title screens and all that stuff. And so I'm gonna see how it goes today. Unfortunately, I can only stream in 720 at 30 frames, but I'm hoping that it is gonna mean that the streams are kind of less are better quality for you guys. They're less pixely. We're on Layton Lakes today. Layton Lakes today. I posted on my if you I have a YouTube channel called The Wild Tutorials, so we posted there and the unanimous vote was Layton Lakes today. So I think only like 12 people voted, but Layton Lakes was where people wanted to be, so that's where we're at today. Okay, are they coming in or are they okay? We're just gonna creep over to our stand here and kind of wait and chat a bit. But anyways, this program Lightstream, it allows me to do overlays and stuff like that. So once again, I'm not super technically savvy, and I'm just trying to get in. I just want to make my streams look a little bit more. Um, but if you haven't checked out my channel on YouTube, please do. I appreciate all the support that we're getting over there. Right now, I'm still in the middle or still recording a series. It's I call it the skill series. And what we're doing is we're going through every single skill on through the skill tree. So I'm resetting all my skills and we're just kind of going through every single one and seeing how it works and seeing what each level does and kind of doing little experiments with that. And it's the whole skill series is designed for a lot of our new players coming because let's face it, when you're just starting out and you're getting those you only get like 22 skill points, it makes it kind of hard to decide where you want to put it in. But doing a breakdown and a video breakdown of what every skill does, hopefully it helps people be able to select which skills they want to use, and they don't have to reset as often, right? Because Call of the Wild, it's expensive. And I've made the suggestion already in the past to EW. They eventually do it. I did it in this survey as well, that it would be nice to have on the skill tree. So like when we go into the skill tree, like if I want to reset my skills, it's $49,000. Well, wouldn't it be nice if it was kind of like it is for resting, where I reset my skills and I got to run it for, it can be a long timer. I've run this for like years, and it should cost me nothing if I want to reset it. So, let's say they start chunking your time down over a week or a month, and then and then you can reset without any penalty. So I'd like to see that happen. Do I think it will happen? Probably not. But it would be a nice ask anyways. All right. So we've got we've got two there. Man, they're just in a bad spot. You know what? Let's call them over and see them. years now. And it was just basically based on the need of, there's no real good tutorials in this game. So I was hoping that by starting that channel, that we would be able to help the newcomers in the game, give them some tips and tricks and how-tos and whatnot. They seem to be determined to be in that drink zone there, and we don't have anybody over here yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out and we're going to creep over to there. I'd like to get at least a couple of them if possible. So a good tip here for if there's anybody new here is just pop a waypoint in, and now I know approximately where that animal is and how far I am away, so I can use that. So anyways, if this light stream that I've been using now too, it simulcasts on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so trying to keep my eyes open on both of the chats. So we've got these white, now they're coming in. Okay. So we're gonna just go down to prone. For some odd reason it's triggered the call maybe. So I'm just gonna slowly back up and go back to our stand here, because I don't want to have the hunting pressure. We're going to see if we can grab 3 here. And I'm just going to check the hunting pressure we got. Yeah, so we already have hunting pressure here, so I don't want to delete the zone. So we're just going to... So once again, if you're new and you're wondering about hunting pressure, you can harvest up to 3 animals in a zone, but that 4th animal will delete that zone. I mean, and if that's what you want to do, you want to delete a certain zone, go ahead. But if you're in a stand, hunting from a stand only counts as 25% of hunting pressure. So, you know, take your hunting pressure, multiply it by 4. So you can harvest 4 animals for the same amount as 1. So technically you can take, you know, 15 animals in a zone, and your 16th will be will delete your zone. So it's always good to hunt from a stand, especially if you've got a spot. So we're gonna actually take these two. They're in the 220, you know, 183 to 220 range. That guy's the biggest there. And oh, he's a little bit smaller. We're gonna try to get 3 of these boys if we can. I'm just gonna kind of wait for them to settle. We're gonna get this guy for sure, and then that guy, and I don't know if I got him good enough. And this guy's gonna dodge over here. Just give me a second, let's catch our breath. Is he gonna move over? No. Alright, well, we got 2. But had we taken 2 there, we probably would have deleted our zone if we didn't climb into the stand. So this guy we got clean. I think the other guy we're going to have to chase a little bit here. So he's just a silver, a 183. He was at the low end. And let's chase this guy. How many deer are in this zone right now? There's 5, it says. So this guy will die. He's just going to die a little bit slower than I'd like him to. So I don't know if anybody else has noticed as well, but it seems like they're coming in a little bit. It's like the times have gotten adjusted a little bit, because it's almost 10 o'clock in game. Unless I'm wrong. they're supposed to be drinking from, yeah, 8 to 12. And these guys didn't come in until like 10 o'clock, which is a little bit, to me, it's a little bit weird, but now I know, EW has expressed that they're not putting as much emphasis on need zones, that it's more of a, home range. So it used to be, you'd shoot an animal, or you'd spook an animal, spook a herd. The herd would run out to like 150 meters, and then they'd turn around for a second, do a couple little stomps, and then they'd come right back. And so now when these guys take off, they go to, somewhere completely different than where they were, which is good, but still within like their home range. That's a female. We're not going to worry about her. We should be seeing this guy here soon. There he is right there. I mean, I knew it wasn't a clean shot after I took it, but we'll just take a look. Where did we get? Oh, we got him right in the back. Yeah, see, I thought we got him a little bit more by the lungs, but when they're moving, it happens. So we're just seeing if we have anything special, which we don't here. So we're going to continue moving up through here. See, there was a need zone over here, but I was hunting with somebody there a couple weeks ago, and they took everything out. It's probably still got to be one of my favorite maps, though. It's a classic. You start getting to know all like the little nooks and crannies and stuff, but it's kind of funny. Like, I think I played this for a long time, and then there's a stand over here. I don't know, like a year ago, and I'd played this map so much, never even realized it was there. And over here, right. And unless you were exploring all through there, you'd never see it. So I like exploring throughout the whole map. They did a reset of this map a while ago, and it was I don't want to say it was frustrating, but it completely cleared all of the need zones, right? When they reallocated all of the animals and redistributed some of the animals and where they were. And but you know what? It works. It just means I had to explore it a little bit more again. So as you can see, I've been busy here collecting all the need zones through here. But I got a ways to go still. I want to get that map. It was absolutely polka dotted. There's really not much through here, which I'm kind of surprised, but maybe I should be hunting there and discovering new need zones this stream. It's just hard to see. Yeah, even at 720p, the feed still looks a little bit grainy. I'm sorry about that. If you stick with me, thank you. If not, then thank you. Thank you for joining me in the first place. Problem out where I live is the internet, and it's snowing today a little bit. I've got Papa Elon internet. So, Mr. Musk, if you're watching, can you please jack up my service so I have higher speeds? I would truly, truly appreciate it. Free plug and all. You know, it would certainly help out with the quality of my stream. Be like, please, Papa Elon, please give me more internet service. But for where I'm at, is an improvement. I was on DSL out where I am, but streaming, and at least this is a bit of a step up. I'm not sure. I don't know if my son, he might be playing Rocket League with his friends too, so I don't know how much that affects my internet. I'm supposed to be hard. It can only handle so much. We are on Layton Lakes here today. And we are just having a time. Well, let's see over here. What do we got over here? He's in the 180s. That guy there is the one we want to take, the 228. I can't see what that one. I wish there was a more accurate way to spot, like to pinpoint some of these animals. What do we got across the way here? Nothing worth shooting. So there's only one drinking here, but I want to check the track because you just never know. No, it's just a female. So we've got 138 to 179. We're going to shoot that one. This guy here we're going to take out as well. Across the way, we don't really have anything worthwhile. But we've got at least 2, if not 3 there. So we should be able to walk. So I don't know if you're watching this, but the water gets... It's a little wonky when looking through your bino. So sometimes I just like to pop that there. That's 150 meters. So we can walk up to about 120 meters before the animals will spook. So that should put us right into our stand. So let's just pop up in here. There we go. We get a warning call, but that'll go down now that we're in our stand. So we've got this one here. This is the guy we want to clear out for sure, the 228. The 187 to 228. And I'm always going to recommend that no matter what you do, let's just wait for them to go calm here and start drinking again. That guy's calm. That guy's calm now. I'm always going to recommend what you do. Hold on here. Wait for them to start drinking. And then once the guy's got his head down, then you can start firing if you want to get multiple animals. Because once he's in that animation, it takes him a second to kind of lift up out of it. So kind of keep that guy. We're going to keep that guy over there. And we go into that drinking animation. They were you're more likely to catch them. going to shoot. He might lift his head up. So here we go. That guy's got his head down there, so we're going to pop him. Pop him. And if this guy will turn... No, we're not going to get him. We're not having any success going for 3 today. So let's just get our binos out. These guys took off there, so... It's all good. This guy here, he's floating towards us, so we're going to pick him up right away. And I'm always going to... Another thing I'm always going to recommend is try to guess. I think this guy maxed out at 170 or something. Just looking at him, he's going to be about a 150, I think. Oh, 180. Or was this our bigger guy? I don't know. This guy here, he was up to 220, I think. But he doesn't look like he's that big. I'm going to say he's going to be about the same, about a 180. 194. There we go. Guessing helps, especially when they when EW hosts a competition. They play their guessing games, so it's good to kind of practice as you're playing, and sooner or later you'll start, you know, pretty much nailing them right on. I haven't hunted whitetail in a long time. I've been hunting Yukon mainly, and looking for moose and bison. How many? We have 4 eating here. So I'll drive you crazy because I check every single track I come across. But we're looking for those max weight tracks, right? To see whether or not we're going to follow those. But what I think we're going to do is we're just going to scoot over here a little bit. And then we're going to check out just across the ridge here, across this shrubs. There should be some deer here. Yep. So I don't want to shoot anything that doesn't have a weight estimate of at least 100, and, you know, a max weight estimate of at least 170. This guy here, we can take him out. We'll just wait for him to pick his head back up, and then we'll heart shot him here. Ugh. It drives me crazy how bad the sway is on I think it's more on console than on PC per se. And sometimes you're just fighting it. And you just really have to... I hope we got him into the lung at least. Oy. But like even with your hold breath and everything, like unless you're in prone, oh, it can be so frustrating sometimes. Now we've got some over here. I think these were the guys that were over there, but we're gonna take him out. Yeah, we got him. I might have led that too far. And by might have, I mean I did. Yeah, I think this map and Parque Fernando I spent the most time on. Because when Parque came out, they had it was the first time we got a trophy lodge. And one of the missions is to fill the trophy lodge with diamonds. So I actually I filled it up pretty quickly, except for the last one, which was a mule deer. And I played that map, and I mean, I'm not exaggerating. 3 months straight I only spent time playing on Parque Fernando before I finally got my mule deer. And I don't know how many mule deer I shot. It was a lot. And back then, we didn't know about things like, herd management. You just shot everything you saw, hoping for a good respawn. And anyways, I ended up getting a 550 mule deer, perfect mule deer was what I got. So it was kind of worth the trouble. But on the other hand, it was a pain in the butt. But I still have that mule deer sitting in, it's proudly displayed in my lodge, and I haven't hunted mule deer since. Now, if I see a mule deer running, I don't care what the gender is. I don't even care what it is. I shoot it. It's just I have I used to say all mule deer must die. So anytime I'm hunting a map that has mule deer, I don't care what it is. I see a mule deer, I just shoot it, because 3 months of my time for hunting for a diamond. And see, its neck came down. That's weird. That neck almost looks like it's disjointed or broken off of there, doesn't it? So one thing I'd like to see them do is they wanted to get away from spine shots, and so they put it in right where, for example, you couldn't, it's not a vital hit to hit them in the spine. Fair enough. But a spine shot used to drop all the animals right away. And the reason guys were going for spine shots all the time was because, and scoring 1.0, in order for you to get your diamond rating, it all depended on quick kill. So you had to, there was, it's still when we pick up this animal, we'll show you in the harvest screen, because there was consecutive harvests, and then that counted against your trophy rating, and quick kill counted against your trophy rating. So unless that animal died within 8 seconds of you shooting it, you didn't get the complete badge. It counted against you, which, for new players, you might be like, that seems really weird. It was really tough to get a diamond, because you could botch so many diamonds unless you hit them exactly right. Oh, looks like we might pick up a need zone or two here. There's a feed zone. And we've got bear. I just want to know how big this moose is here. Oh, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, that's a max weight track. We're just going to place a waypoint there. And we're going to come back to that as soon as I go get this this deer. So anyways, under scoring 1.0, like you could easily botch. Even the best players at the time could easily botch a diamond. So everybody was taking these spine shots. And then when 2.0 came out, they decided, okay, we're not going to let you do spine shots anymore. Fair enough. It won't count as a vital. But now when you hit an animal in the spine, the thing can run for who knows how long before you finally get it. And that drives me crazy because in real life, if you would spine shot an animal, it would drop. So like even here, when you spine shot an animal or you headshot an animal, it drops right away. And it just takes away your trophy rating, right? You go down a trophy, a badge. So if it was a gold, you'd get silver because you wrecked the trophy organ. I don't understand why they can't do that with the spine shot, where even if you hit it in the spine and it drops, it'll drop it right away, so you don't have to go chasing it. But it counts against your badge, where they say, okay, it wasn't a vital hit, so therefore, it went from gold to silver. So I wish they'd kind of fix that. I mean, maybe that's up to us as a community to ask them to fix that. But nothing drives me crazier than when you spine shot an animal here and the thing runs for a kilometer when that thing should have just dropped like a sack of potatoes. So we got a rabbit fleeing. I hate it when I can't. Hopefully that's not our max weight moose we were after. What do we got here? Oh, look at that. That should catch a lung. If not, let's try to catch another one here. Look at all the moose running around here. So I don't know if we caught them or not. I want to catch this need zones here. We'll come back for these. Let's just go get our deer. It can't be much further. But we'll just show you on the harvest screen here what I mean. Now they still have quick kill and consecutive harvest. That's part of your score, and I think that factors into your money. So I actually really need to do another video on the harvest screen so that people understand that a little bit better. We don't want any of them. So let's pick them up here. And let's see if I can move out of the way here. So when we go over here and we go down, see it says quick kill bonus 0% because obviously we hit too low for this guy, but hey, we took a shot. Our harvest check, we didn't pass our harvest check, so that affected our score. Species difficulty, we can't do anything about the species difficulty. They're set. So like for example, a coyote would be 100% here. And the consecutive harvest. So consecutive harvest works this way. You get, 20% for your first animal, 40% the second animal. It all has to be in a row and so on and so forth till you get to 100%. And so those two things, quick kill bonus and consecutive harvest, used to affect. So you watch an old Flinter video and he's like, well, we're going to go and grab an animal. Before he'd pick up an animal, he'd go and he'd shoot a rabbit or something and check for consecutive harvest. So that way it wouldn't affect the diamond or gold or whatever, right? So this was much better the way they did this here, right? So this animal would have been a silver, but because I botched the shot, yeah, I killed it. I used the proper ammo, right? So I used the proper ammo. I only hit it. I hit it less than 2 times. The trophy organ's intact, but I didn't hit the vital organ. Well, now this goes from a silver to a bronze. So hopefully that helps you understand sometimes maybe why you had a big animal and you're like, wait a minute, that was in the diamond range or that was in the gold range. That's why. And now your consecutive harvest and the consecutive harvest and the quick kill, I think it only affects a bonus for the amount of cash you get for that animal. So we're just going to go over here Okay, I was gonna say, was I wrong here, or was there not like a whole bunch of... Was there not need zones everywhere? I hear the rabbit hopping around. Don't see the rabbit. Oh, there it is right there. Just because we can. We're just gonna go collect this need zone here. But I could have sworn when we were through here, was there not? It was like need zone city, I thought. Oh, we got a silver. So did we... Well, we shot that rabbit, obviously. I don't think that moose died that we shot. I didn't think it would. I didn't know if I got a good enough or clean enough shot on it. And wouldn't you know it, there he is right there. I flushed him again. His hunting pressure. So we kind of shot him right almost where we originally shot him. But once again, just as a guide, hunting pressure only appears where you take your first shot on the animal. So if you just wound the animal and then you take a, you find him later like I just did now, and you take a second shot, happened. So let's take a look at this guy. That is a funky little rack. So, I didn't get his vital, so I'm going to say the first time we shot him, we were too low. Oh, so close to a heart shot. Look at that first time. That's where we were, just a little higher. Although it should have been good because he was only 133 out. I don't know why. Anyways. Oh, and the second one, we didn't get him either. But let's look at that rack. That's kind of funky. I'm gonna tax that. I know. It's not really, he would have been a gold. But we're gonna tax it anyways. Just because I like getting those funky racks. Now let's go back to where let's just double check. So remember we found a max weight moose track before? And we're just gonna see. Can't help myself, I'm sorry. We gotta check these turkey tracks, see what we got here. Well, we went up to a 9 kg. Do we have anything rare? Red brown, what's red brown? Not a deer? I don't think red brown's rare. It's a female anyways, but I don't think it's rare. I gotta check Discord because I'm quite sure somebody somewhere has come up with a chart. One of the suggestions in EW's official Discord was they'd like to see on fur variations, like when you, for example, say, you shoot an animal and you go that it says like common or rare or very, epic, legendary, however you want to tag them, that they'd like to see some sort of something beside the name of that. So that moose, it must have been that max weight track that we discovered. So that's not bad. Let's go over here. We're going to go over here, and now we're just coming out of whitetail time. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to work our way. Man, I don't have much. I'd actually like to go somewhere where I haven't hunted, where you haven't seen very many need zones here. Hey, Mad James, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Let's kind of go up here, and we'll kind of circle around here. I mean, it's a lot of thick brush, I guess, right? I'm kind of curious to see what's around here. If there's some, I've only got one need zone around this lake. Excuse me. There we go. I only got one need zone around that lake, so let's go back and see what we can find. Sorry about the funky colors on the microphone. I can't shut that off for some reason. I don't know why that's not an option. I'm using the HyperX Quadcast S, and it's got the little light show on it, and I mean, that's cool and all, but man, do I ever wish you could just, there was a button where you could just shut that off. Well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have my, I got to figure out how to do alerts. So what's happening is this is actually, I normally try to stream on YouTube, and trying a new streaming service. And I can only stream right now at just because of my internet connection at 720 at 30 frames. So I'm gonna go back and see how it went and how pixelated it is. Now some people in my house are using the internet, and we already put a call out for Papa Elon to give me better internet. But I haven't set up my alerts yet on the stream. So I'm still trying to, as you can see, gray hair. I'm an old guy who's technologically impaired, so I kind of learn as I go. And I thought I had set up follow and subscription alerts, but I've got nothing that pops up just yet. But I appreciate the follow. Hope you're not always mad, Mad James. Is it Mad James as in you're angry, or Mad James as in you're crazy? Oh, look at all the ducks and the swirling clouds. I wonder where they just popped up from. Yeah, I wish the distances were a little bit better on here. It's going pretty good. Thank you for joining me on YouTube today. I need to do something about my YouTube chat so I can read it better. Look, if I want to read it from way over there, look what I got to do. I got to put these things on. So Nicola says, can you help us how to hunt with more efficiency? It seems like it's taking me too long to hunt an animal. So, can you specify a little bit more? What do you mean by that? Do you mean it's taking you too long to track them? You're wandering around and you're not finding any animals as much? What exactly do you mean? Like, for example, one of my biggest hints that I can give you is tracks, and more tracks. Always follow tracks. Sometimes they lead to nowhere, but when you're first starting out, hunt around the water, around the drink zone times for the animals. So, for example, if you're on a map like Layton Lakes here, good place to start is down here on the south shore. You're always going to find drink zones. So there's drink zones for moose. There's drink zones for white-tailed deer right here along the shore all the time. So hunting the drink zone times, your time of the day is always guaranteed to kind of find some animals. And it's probably one of the easiest places to hunt because you know where the animals are going to be. Like if there's water, they're going to be around because they're going to be drinking. So if you're just starting out that way, that is probably one of the most efficient ways to start out and hunt. And explore your map at different times too. Just hunting drink zones is fine. But like as you can see here, we're coming up to a feed zone. And so always find your need zones. And it's been said like the more need zones you pick up on your map, the population's there, but the more your population is there. I don't know if that makes sense. And then what I always do is when you find these needs, stop at one need zone that you find, like look around, because sometimes there's going to be need zones. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like this might be a feeding zone for elk right now, right? We can see there's a herd of 6 elk. But then if we look over and we see another feed zone over here, that it's coming right from that. Like that is still part of the elk. It could be rabbit or it could be deer, it could be blacktail, it could be tracks around the area. And then, depending on the perks and skills that you have going on, especially if you've got the locate tracks and the track knowledge skill, always look around here to see what you've got in the area. So you can see that we've got females here. They're, we're not going to be necessarily coming here if it's just all females. We're going to be looking for those, bigger trophy animals. Not that there's anything wrong with hunting females when you're first starting out. It's a good source of cash. But later on, as you progress, you're going to want to. Yeah, so once again, Nicola, go and look around. Go explore. Find those need zones. Like, let's look on the map here. Okay, so when we go, not necessarily on the map, but let's look here. Now it tells us that the elk are eating here between 8 to 12. So coming back here at that approximate time, the animals more than likely will be here. Now once again, it's not as hard pressed as it was before, but it's because they now have like a home range that they stay in. But more than likely, that's the time and the place that you're going to find them if you come in quietly and you sneak up in on them. So we just caught them at the end of their need zone. So obviously they're not there, but hunting those drink times is definitely going to help you. Hunting around the water is definitely going to be of use for you there if you're going around and you're exploring. And kind of like this too. Okay, so we've got a mallard call. So I'm gonna chase down that call too. So when he might flee. That mallard might flee, or maybe it's a rabbit, or maybe it's a moose. But head towards the calls, because eventually what'll end up happening is when you're going and you chase down the calls, so to speak, you're gonna find the need zones for those animals. So just to be aware of what's around you. And it's okay. Like, it's okay if you spook an animal out of their need zone. They might not necessarily return back right away, but maybe you find them in a different spot at a different time. Or not at a different spot. Maybe you come back at that time again and you find the animals there, right? So you can see we spooked the ducks there. They took off, which is fine. They were probably resting here on the water, but at least, we know that there's ducks around here. So I hope that helps. Like I said, exploring is great. I know, I'm old, it's sad. I gotta put on glasses to read my YouTube chat. It's so small. It doesn't pop up on, I have to have it separate because I'm streaming to Twitch to piggyback to YouTube, so it's kind of a workaround with this light stream thing that I'm using. I'm just gonna go over here and show you something. Pretty blind over here at this lake. So we're over here. We're on Layton Lakes here. It's, what is this? North Lake. So it's kind of interesting when hold on here. We're just gonna, because we were looking for the coyote call, we found that's probably that herd of elk that's there could very well be our herd that was eating over there. Or maybe there's something that you wanted me to feature in a video. Um, by all means, please throw a comment in. I try to reply to all comments if you've got questions. This channel is to help you guys, not, not that I was bored during COVID, but I just kind of was like, you know what? I wish somebody would have given me this help when I first started, and it just really wasn't there. And I mean, it's okay to watch, love watching some of the creators for this game. And it's fun to watch them hunt, and they will answer questions and stuff, but they'll do a beginner's guide, or they'll do a beginner series starting from level 0. That's okay, but I'm trying to do specific videos on the how-tos of everything, right? So if you haven't checked out the skill series yet and you're new to the game, check it out. I got a video releasing like every other day for the rest of January. And so when I have some more, I've just finished up doing stuff for the stalker tree, and I'm going to be moving on to the ambusher tree here in a little bit. So over the next couple of months, I'm going to be doing, once I'm finished with the skills, I'm going to move on to the perks, and I'm going to individually break down every single perk for rifles, handguns, shotguns, and bows. And that way, hopefully, it helps you decide where you want to put your skills that you're earning, right, as you're leveling up. So do I think we should play this game by exploring the unknown areas and hunt when opportunity shows up. Um, Honestly, or do I think you should plan a hunt? I often go out with a plan. It doesn't work out that way because then it turns into hunts of opportunity. Hunts of opportunity. So a little from column A, a little from column B. So one of the things I'd like to see added to this game, and I'll be honest, I've asked for it. The last time they had a developer on stream, he saw my idea. He said, "Hey, that's great. Love that idea. Going to make a note of it." And that is to add grid lines to the maps because it is very frustrating to hunt this map sometimes. And once you open it up and there's no more black. So how cool would it be to have grid lines and say, you know what, I'm going to hunt, I'm going to hunt this region today, or, if it's, ABC 1, 2, 3, I'm going to hunt in G 4, 5, and 6 today. That's where I'm hunting. I'm going to hunt that block. And you spend your whole session hunting. So I don't normally night hunt, so I try to go in here and hunt. I try to go in here and hunt what I can and to open up certain areas. Like, so I just came here. We were hunting on the South Shore, and I was like, hey, you know what? I don't have very many need zones down through here. So I want to kind of hunt in this area and see what I can find. So far I've picked up only 2 need zones. They're both elk. I don't have any drink zones around here, which seems really weird because you think moose would be drinking around here, which is why we're going around. But even if you explore with a plan, it doesn't matter if if the elk or the moose or the whitetail, whatever you're hunting, are no longer in that area. Their tracks stay there for an awful lot, right? So I kind of like doing a hunt where I go and explore, where I go and I explore an area. And like I said, looking at where the animals are calling from, you get a bear call or you get a elk call or whatever. Head towards where that call is. You're going to pick up that track. And then maybe more often than not, especially when you're in a need zone time, it might lead to you finding that exact need zone where that animal was. And then that starts filling up your map. And then later on, when you go back, you can be like, so we heard that bear call, so that's why I headed over here. So what did we do? We found the bear track. So now we know it's a small bear. But what do we got here? We've got elk that are also resting here. I don't see any males, so a bit of a bust. But okay, so we just found an elk resting zone with elk. We're probably not going to shoot any. We could. Why not? We're here. It'll be entertaining. Entertainment value, right? So now we found this rest zone for this bear. We know it's a small bear. We found this for the elk, right? Which we didn't have, but followed up on a bear call. No organs. That's not going to die. So now when we go to our map, we can go over here and we can be like, okay, now I've got 2 need zones. It seems really weird that black bear and Roosevelt elk are resting at the same time, but whatever. But now we've filled in some spaces on our map. And so the next time we go out and we hunt, we're going to be like, yeah, I remember I was out here and there was a max weight track over here at this zone, or I'm not going to go over there because it was just all females. So a little, like I said, little from column A, a little from column B when you're hunting. It's great to go specifically and have a plan, but it's also don't be hard and fast about it. Just get out there and explore. And that's actually probably what is so fantastic about this game, is that there's so much to explore. It's never boring and it's never the same. So here we go. We got black-tailed deer. They're fleeing. So let's go over here and let's see. See, we've got a blacktail there. We're just kind of spotting them really quick. Now, we don't know whether they're traveling to or from a need zone. I don't want to just take out a female, but we're going to move over to where they were. And it's kind of like I said, the more you fill your map with need zones, the more you're going to see animals. I don't know why that is. Like, the animals exist, quote unquote, exist to begin with. But the more need zones you have, the more animals it seems that your population continues to grow on your map. And then when you're here, check to see what you have. Now I'm running the Disturbed Veg perk, so I like, because I'm hunting for rares, and so here's a max weight blacktail track. So now I know that if I come here during, what time is it? 1200 to 1600, that there's a max weight blacktail in this herd somewhere. Now, it's kind of interesting because what you could also do as well is, for example, I can remember this, and now I can either just go and naturally hunt, or what you could also do is you can go and, let's do this. Let's exit the game. Okay, so if we go to the main menu, and then we go back in, it's like everything kind of resets a little bit. And then when we go back to continue, now when we walk over there, now we're going to be able to go and see that we're going to put a marker over there. And that's where we're going to head to. And we're going to see, we're going to come in a little bit slower. Now I've got a plan. I know I got a max weight animal in that herd. I know they're eating there. I can look at where the wind is. Now I can say, okay, I'm going to scoop up around, go through here, but I'm going to come up this way and come in from this angle or whichever, if maybe we've got a potential diamond there, right? So, which is why I kind of wish that, Call of the Wild, one of the other things I'd really like to see is markers. So if you've played the Angler at all, you know that at the Angler you can put a marker down, and you can put, like, you caught a gold lake trout, and you can put a gold marker down and you can label it lake trout. So hey, I caught a gold lake trout here, or I caught a diamond smallmouth bass here. And that's really cool. I wish we could do that and put markers down and say, okay, I've got a, max weight blacktail track over here, or I discovered a need zone where there's a max weight blacktail. And then when you go back and you hunt, you can formulate a plan as to, okay, I'm going to go after that max weight that I saw. Right now, after so many years of playing this game, I've just gotten used to it through memory of okay, I saw, this max weight over here, so that's what I'm going to hunt next time I go back. Or I saw, I'm going to go back, there was a drinking zone for a moose there, and I saw a max weight moose there. I'm going to go back and get that. It's part of the fun, yet part of the frustration of this game when you're playing it. And I didn't show you guys the blind here. Anyways, over here by North Lake, somewhere around here, is when they first came out with the duck DLC, is a fixed blind. You can't pick it up, you can't move it, but you can use it. It's probably now, but it was exciting at the time when it first came out, so. So I hope that helps. Like I said, the more need zones you pick up, the more animals you're naturally just going to start seeing. The game, it almost starts very slow. If you're looking to kind of get into it and level up a little bit quicker and to have a bit more of a faster pace, I suggest maybe starting on SRP, Silver Ridge Peaks. It's a good map for beginners. I also like Tiararoa. I get in the missions, you get the 303 is one of the missions guns you get. So you get a free gun, and it's a fun map to play. But there's always something about coming back here to Layton. It's just now see, maybe they took that out because it used to be here, I think. There was that free blind. Like I said, it was fixed, so you couldn't move it or transport it, but it was still a free blind nonetheless. So we're going to scoot over here. We're 400 meters away, and we're going to see if we can come into where those blacktails were. We're going to go out in a little bit bigger arc. I think there's over here is a little bit more open. Move over to this stand and come over. So where? So see, we've got those elk there. They're attentive. And let's see. We won't worry about the coyote just yet. Oh, there we go. So now we've got the likelihood of... I don't know if they just... Sometimes I don't know if Expansive Worlds, if there's anybody from Expansive Worlds, please forgive me. But sometimes I don't know if they just kind of got tired, whoever was allocating where the zones were, and they just kind of got tired of it. You know what? I'm just gonna coyote here next to, or a bear over here next to elk as well. Because I'd love to see. Let's put something in there. All right. So hopefully I just didn't ruin this for my blacktail, but once again, checking the tracks is going to help you. So we're just going to... Our wind is good. Our plan worked out good. And we're just going to quietly move here. So what I did is I put the marker in for... Now just remember, the marker here, the need zone can extend out to like 150 meters. Okay, so if they're eating out here on that need zone, on that fringe of, it's like 125 or 150 meters they can be away from that need zone. Just remember, like, we're walking in here. That's my waypoint set to the center. So, actually I might even want to just be crouching as I approach that need zone. And sometimes you might be following an animal track, and that animal, just be mindful of where your need zones are, because maybe that animal's headed into a need zone. So now, see, this was a great feature with the vocalizations. Now it says we're 120 to 160 meters away. I love that new feature they put in that ranges the calls. That was, to me, out of all the features that they've brought into the game recently, that is probably one of the best for not just experienced players, but also new players as well. To be able to have that kind of that range. So we've got that vocalization. So we know they're over there somewhere. I just want to get to like a little bit of a higher ground where hopefully I can see them a bit better. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to duck over here and maybe get into these pines here and see if we can see. I'd like to be a little bit higher than what we are. Our visibility is not bad right now. So we're just listening. Sometimes in this game you can hear the animals before you can see them. And be mindful when you're creeping around, right? Of your sound. Like watch your sound bar, your vision bar, your wind. Lots of keep. Oh, maybe we can snuggle up to this tree here. How visible are we if we stand? Not very. So we've got our elk over there. There we go. So he's a max weight. He's a 4 easy. So he's not a diamond. But now he's attentive. So let's just duck down here. And see, now here's the problem. We can just... I don't even know what state he's at. If he's still attentive or what he is, but... I think what we're going to do is we're going to slowly... I can't remember how far he was away. Does anybody remember? It says 60 to 90 meters. You know what? I just don't want to hit the ground, and that's what we're going to do. You watch. Nope. We cleared. Okay. Is there anybody else that we want? So you see the whole exercise was that is just, you know, we got out of the screen, came back in, and boom, he was there at his feed zone. Oh my goodness, look at here. We got rocks here we could have clipped through. We were very fortunate. So we got 5 here. We got some bigger ones here too, but this is the guy we wanted to clear out. We wanted to get this max weight guy. So let's get, I don't hunt too much blacktail. They don't have true racks yet, I don't think either, which is too bad. But let's just pick him up and see what he is. He's a gold. So he's not that far off. He's like 12 points off of a diamond. And there we go. We got both lungs and the vertebrae. So I did aim a little bit higher than what I wanted to just because I was nervous about hitting the dirt. But I figured we'd be into the ground anyways. So there we go. We got ourselves a nice little gold. And the blacktail. That helped because once again sometimes you get a mission where you've got to get a specific animal and you spend a long time trying to find the stinking thing and then it just doesn't happen. So let's go back down this way and we're going to take a straight shot. We're going to see if we can find anything down here. Although maybe what we'll do is let's change that. Let's move up here and let's go across this ridge here up into this area here and then we'll see if we can find anything. So we're just going to drop a waypoint over here. Excuse me. I'm just going to drop a waypoint into there and we're going to go there. So hopefully like I said, I got to watch this back later and see what the stream quality was like on YouTube. But hopefully it's a little bit better than what I had last time. I was having lots of pixelation. I'm surprised anybody even watched. So thank you very much for showing up and watching. I hope the picture quality is somewhat okay. Like I said, I've got my quality set for streaming at 720p at 30 frames per second, so it was just kind of recommended for what I can do as far as internet goes right now. So hopefully in the future, my internet gets better out here. They're supposed to run fiber out through here eventually, so hopefully we can beg Ma Bell to get some fiber out through here and get a stronger internet connection. We can have a nice crystal clear stream where we can give a nice high quality frame rate. But yeah, so once again, I think I'm going to stream till about 3:30 today. And once again, appreciate all the support everybody's been giving me on the channel, and hopefully you've been liking the new skill series. I think we had the hardened skill come out today. I want to say hardened came out today. Just let me take a gander here. No, it was Connect the Dots came out today. Did Connect the Dots come out today? I'll have to double check. But basically what we're doing is we're starting at we're going through each tier. And so we're starting at the top and working down. So if it was Connect the Dots or Hardened today, if it was Hardened today, then it's Connect the Dots. I think comes out on, it's every other day they're releasing, and then we'll go to Soft Feet, then to Weather Prediction, and then up to this Innate Triangulation, Improvised Blind, Endurance, and so forth. So I haven't finished doing I still got to finish editing these last 3, but that'll take us to the end of the month. And then we're going to be going and moving on to the Ambusher tree and doing the same thing. So what I've been doing basically, and let's get out of the skills. So we're breaking down each perk as our skill is a video, and then we're going to move on to the perks for all of this stuff. So hopefully it's helping people with their skills. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Nicola. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's I try to keep everything short and simple and to the point. Some of the stuff when we're doing experiments, I thought for this time, for the skill series, I'd show you guys kind of the process of how we kind of go through an experiment together. I kind of thought that would be the best way to show that how I'm coming to my conclusions. Just because, once again, it's just one of those things where I know starting out, I was like, think about like, for example, like when we get to stuff like weather prediction and stuff, where you're like, is that any good? I give you the information, and then you can decide whether or not you like it or not. So some people, and it gives you a chance to customize what and how you want to run things, right? So here we got a rabbit. It's a gray brown. How big is said rabbit? We got a 2 that's orange. Oh, that's got to be the coyote, isn't it? So where's the rest zone for that coyote just popped? Oh, right there. So we got the rest zone for the rabbit here, or the coyote, and then the rest zone for the rabbit. So see how old that rest zone is for the coyote that we just got? Oh, I guess it's not overly old. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. I'm not... And I really mean that, actually. Ooh. I think this is a max... Is max weight 4 to 5 kgs max weight for a whitetail rabbit? Well, now, you know what that means. Now we're going to have to find out. Okay. So rabbits, I think, are still the dumbest animal in the game. And very well could be. It's a 2 miner, so we're going to shoot this rabbit. I'm sorry. Every time you shoot a rabbit and the thing goes flipping, it's just... oh. So that's this we got. I think it might be a gold. So let's just... let's... That's okay. We got us a nice rabbit. And it's brown. Oh, I shouldn't laugh when that happens. I really shouldn't. It makes me look cruel, but it's just way too funny when you shoot a rabbit and it just flips. They really do in real life too, but I mean, it's just if you'd shoot a rabbit with a shotgun like that, there'd almost be nothing left of it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because I go grouse hunting and you know, you can shoot a grouse with a shotgun at fairly close range and it doesn't obliterate it completely. You just always try to, with grouse, you just try to always aim high at their head with your bead of your shotgun so that you don't take out their whole body. Ooh, we got turkeys here. So let's, love the fact they added turkeys here onto Layton Lakes. No, I've to go back to your point. I think you're. I just and tried to think. I've watched YouTube videos. Nothing more annoying than watching somebody and you know they got 10 minutes of intro screen. They're adding fluff to their videos so that they're watching it longer. I don't know. That's not what I'm about. I try to keep the videos as short as I can. If the video's 2 or 3 minutes, it's 2 or 3 minutes. If I can do it in a minute, great. It's just sometimes the videos, you know, especially with these perks and skills, to actually show what they do, because you know we take that baseline and then slowly add however many levels there are to try to give an accurate reading of what they actually do. So once again, we're going to be talking about this in one of the upcoming videos for the innate triangulation. So in case you don't know, when these animals are calling and you see these brackets or these parentheses, the wider they are, that means the closer the animal is to you. If you see those brackets and they're fairly narrow, the animal is further away. But then with that innate triangulation perk, what it does is it actually narrows the field so that you can kind of pinpoint where the animal is better. So let's see if we can get up this rock. That would be... Hey. Now we're cooking. Because I think this turkey is just going to rock here. Let's throw out a crow call again and see if we can... Man, where is this thing? It is like buried back here somewhere. It's got to be on the other side of that rock. I mean, love that turkeys are in Layton Lake, but man, are they ever hard to hunt here in Layton Lake just because of the... Let's just fall. Oop. All right, so we've got some... Sounds like more than one turkey we got here. That's kind of weird that we're phasing right through these rocks here. Which that means we got to be kind of careful about that too then. 30 to 40 meters. Man, we are not far away from these things. I'm wondering if we can get up on this rock here. Let's try to get up on this rock here and see if we can see these turkeys. It really is tough terrain to hunt through here on Layton. Now, where the heck are these things? Like we should be right on top of them almost. Let's use our crow collar again. Well, thank you very much. Is it Blumo? I appreciate that. Right there. Okay. Only one chatter. Man, he's... Alright, I don't know if we're going to be able to... Look at that. Okay, so we're going to change it to a 300 grain. And we are going to do that. So we might... I know we got him. Alright, run away. Okay, so he's down. Is he the only one in the area, though? That's the question. So we're just going to get our shotgun out here. So I will be, as soon as EW redoes their creator program again, they're in the midst of changing how they do their creator program. I did sign up before, but then they just kind of put things on hold for their creator program. Sorry, we're just going to go and see if we can see where this guy's need zone is. We're going to try to pick it up. So sometimes, here's a tip. Sometimes when you say for example, shoot an animal, he's already down, so he's not going anywhere. Before you pick him up, make sure you try to find where their need zone is. And sometimes even doing this, what I'm doing right now, I've found need zones that way. You come across an animal's need zone and you work your way backwards, and you can find where they've been going to and from, or from and to, however you want to word it. I don't know if I want to shoot that moose or not. So a lot of times I'll work my way backwards, especially when we've got an animal down already. It doesn't matter. He's not going anywhere, but his tracks will remain until you claim him, right? So why not use that to your advantage and see if you can find where his other need zone was or is, because they stick around for a few in-game hours or even longer. I should actually test that one day and see how long round 4. That'd be a good video. I'll make a mental note of that. You know what, let's... Guys onto us. Let's shoot him and him. Yeah, it'd be kind. Maybe I'll have to put that in my. I have a sheet of paper where I write down ideas, but once again, everybody's feedback is always welcome. Whether the majority of it's positive, so thank you. But even if you want me to do, you want to see a video on something, please, by all means, just pop it in one of the comments of the video. Or you guys ever have a question, always just pop it into a comment. And like I said, I try my best on back whenever I can. There we go. We got him in the heart. That was good. But I try not to do, like here on a stream, I'll give you my opinion about something, but I try not to do like opinion. Okay, hold on. Before I get ahead of myself here, I better go collect that turkey because we're going to start running away here. I try not to do... I know in some of my videos I'm like, I don't run this personally, but hey, now you know. I try not to give my opinion, but not really give my opinion. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. Because my opinion doesn't matter. Like, you might like a certain setup more than I do. Like, I don't mind this disturbed veg skill. But to be quite honest, I'd much rather run, pack mule. Because it means, I like running a tent. And the problem is I can't run a tent with a whole bunch of weapons. And pack mule skill gives you, it's like wearing a small backpack. And you get an extra 3 pounds or kilograms or whatever you want to call it. You get an extra 3 weight units. So let's see this guy here. He wasn't max weight. Anyways, he's nice looking. You know what we're going to do? We're going to... I don't know if I've got it on Layton here. Rare, but he's going to go into the Layton Lodge. But I've been trying to keep my opinions to myself in my videos. Sometimes I don't, I guess. I just try to spit out the facts, and then hopefully then you guys can decide what you want to run or what you want to do. But I got onto this skill series, and I'm kind of onto that now. I want to finish that up and then do the perks, and then we're going to be doing, like, I think in between I'm going to be working on like a dog video for using the bloodhound, a video for using the retriever of the command wheel for that, especially for that's who I'm trying to... There's a lot of PC stuff out there, and I don't get me wrong, I don't believe in PC versus console war. We're all playing the same game. It's slightly different for consoles than it is on PC. Did I not? I thought I shot that guy there. But I'm not seeing any blood for this guy here, so maybe... There's been a thing here, and I don't know if any of you PC players, if there are any PC players watching, bullets have been seemingly going through moose. And what I mean by that is they're not hitting them at all. Like, I can line up a beautiful shot, and like I said, and like when I go back and I look at that shot that I just landed on this guy here, that I think I shot, And then I don't see any, there's no blood, nothing. He takes off. It's been actually pretty frustrating. And so if you ever get into a position, like let's say for example you find a bug in the game, don't just leave it. Go on to the official Discord, and there's a section where you can report bugs or glitches. Just be sure to check if it's a reported incident first before you write up a ticket. But I mean, like I said, it never hurts to write up a ticket and say, hey, listen, and be very specific. I was on Layton Lakes, if you can include a bit of gameplay in there as well. I was on Layton Lakes. I took a shot on a moose. It should have been a lung shot, and it clipped right through clipped right through the animal. Send your clip of it, and that helps the support team in order to chase down bug fixes. One of the ones that I have to send in that I sometimes I get lazy and I don't send them in. I'll be honest. I don't always think it's my job, but it's everybody's job in the community to kind of do it, I guess. But one of the things, like on console here, when we go to our menu and you go down to codex, and for example, if I go to hunt log and I go to history, I can't, there's no way for me to scroll over to see what my largest animals were. Like it still shows like my largest moose was that I shot it in 2019, and it's one I shot on Medved. But there's no way for me to scroll and check any of my stats on that, which is really weird. And I gotta write a ticket for that because I wish I could. I wish I could scroll through that stuff. So I guess we didn't get that moose. Strangeness. Is there one over there? Yes, we do. We've got moose drinking there. So I do believe it's support at thehunter.com. So you can go there, or you can just go through on the official Discord. It only takes a couple of minutes, and it helps improve the game, and so that way they can get on to bug fixes. So they seem to be, whether or not you want to think so, this game is vastly improved from when it was first released back in 2017. And they do care about what we think. You got to remember, this is a business, and so they want to make sure they're putting out the best product, right? Competition is good for them because then it means they have to, sharpen up a little bit. If you ask me personally, I think, I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but I think we'd be foolish to think that there's not a second Call of the Wild in development already. That a follow-up to this game isn't already in development. They have a new game engine with the Angler. There's so many things that they just can't do with this game, like cross-platform, that they have brought in with the Angler. And I think we're going to see some of that happen. They can't do it with this game. It's just not, I guess it has to be coded right from start for that, and they just can't do it. So I guess they're talking about, obviously that would be one big thing. This game was never supposed to be a multiplayer game. They brought in multiplayer because that's what the community asked for. And that's kind of why we have so many issues with multiplayer and how this game runs. So in the past, they've done, shortly before the Angler came out, they did a whole bunch of stuff about how we felt about a live service game, and they're looking at what the community wants. They're looking at features the community wants. I was so happy to see about on the survey about boats and kayaks and stuff like that, because I mean, how awesome would it be to grab a boat and to be able to, or a canoe or a kayak, and to be able to kayak down this whole river system, or to be able to come out and bring a kayak and kayak out here and hunt hunt from your boat. So where I live, it's legal. In Canada, you can hunt from a non-motorized boat, which means, it has to be hand power only. So you can't even have an electric motor on there, or else then it's illegal. But you can, as long as it's just a paddle boat, you can go out duck hunting in there. You can go and you can be. I tried that this year. I paddled along. We've got where I go and I hunt. There's a big 75-acre pond, and I was hunting from my kayak or from my canoe, right, through there. And so that would be really cool. So in the new survey, they talked about that, right? Could they do it in this game? I don't know. But even if they can't, they possibly could in a new game. So I'm at, they're watching what the community wants. And no doubt they're gonna build a new game eventually. Maybe if it's started in development, maybe it's early stages, right? Because think about how long it takes to make an actual game. They can't just throw one together overnight. It takes a few years to go from planning to start to finish, or to release. Now I don't know. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say I'm not 100% sure about that either, because in today's day and age, they don't have to have the best product on release anymore, right? Not like they used to back when, back in the day. But back in the day, the game developers or whatever, they released a game and it had to be a good quality because they didn't have live updates. You got a disc, and that's what was on the disc was what was in your game. So nowadays they can release a piece of junk and people will just stop playing it, but then, they do updates. Let's see what we got here. Surprise turkey. Nice. So they can do they can release a game. I'm trying to think of like Cyberpunk when it first came out, it just got horrible reviews. I don't play the game personally, but I know it got really bad reviews, and then they fixed it eventually. And then the sad part is that you lose some of your crowd. But now we've got I do believe 24 kgs as a max weight coyote. But let's try that strategy like I mentioned before of working backwards. And we're going to see if we can find out where he was coming from and get a need zone based on that. Now, one of the game features I've gotten used to now, but I'm not a big fan of, was look down at the track. You could straight ahead, and the little prompt would appear for collecting your tracks. Where the hitbox should be, with disturbed veg almost over here by where the need zone boundaries were. It's a good kind of marker that sometimes where there's disturbed veg, you're going to come across a need zone. It seems to pick up there. So let's look at here. We've got a turkey zone. So once again, we don't want to lose this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop a waypoint in here. And we're just going to go and we're going to check. So see, I mentioned this before, so I'm just going to mention it again. This is why we always check. So here we had a rest zone for turkeys, and you could easily assume that, hey, this is just a turkey. But when we go and we click on it, it wasn't, it was a rabbit. So don't always assume that the tracks you see are from the same animal. Go around and check the ones that you see, because you could very well pick up an extra need zone or two. Maybe there's deer resting here as well, or they had rested in the past. So we can see that currently it's where rabbits are from 14 to 18. That's also the rabbit track. Let's look at the time for the turkeys. So this is 14 to 1800. The turkeys are resting from 1100 to 1400. So don't just assume that that track is just for that time or for that area, that it could be other animals. And then, of course, we want to walk around and just kind of gauge some of these tracks that we have to see if there's any max weight animals in the area that have walked through here, because then it will give us it'll help us determine what's kind of in the area and whether or not it's worthwhile for us to come back. So we're just going to go and pick up some of these tracks here just to see. You wouldn't believe how many times I've found a rare based on this disturbed veg. I was over in New England and I just happened to click on I didn't even know what it was. It turned out to be a melanistic bobcat. And all just because I was checking tracks. So, and it turned out to be a diamond melanistic bobcat, which is like super rare. So always check. Make sure you know what you got in the area. Nothing too spectacular. We're just going to check this need zone track as well, quick. Just to double check. It's probably going to be turkeys. Yep. But always, you might hear me say that. Tracks, and more tracks. Always check your tracks. So we're just going to continue following this coyote track now. And we're going to see if it leads to where his last need zone was. So there's another coyote track. That's disturbed veg. So now the only issue with doing this is we don't, I know these tracks were very old. And eventually what happens is they start disappearing. So we might end up losing this guy's track altogether. But then again, we might just discover where his need zone was, and then we'll know. Oh, I don't want to lose the track we have for this coyote, but I'm so tempted to check out that need zone track, or check out that disturbed veg. So that track could have been old enough where that's where he spawned in. So now let's go and check this track here. 3 to 4. It's not bad. Beige. So we got a beige rabbit. We got a light brown rabbit. And we got some deer calling here too, so that didn't pan out for us with the coyote track. Now we could, in theory, chase down the coyote track. Oh, nuts. Shotgun would help. There we go. Now we might have scared the deer away, but that was a pretty distant call. I can't remember how far it was when it ranged it. But let's just go see if we can see where those deer were. It's probably going to be I think they feed after they drink. Oh. So once again, we've got another max weight rabbit track here. And of course, it'll be just now. Track this thing down. Oh, there he is right there. Oh no, it's not the one we're chasing. It's okay, it's a silver. And we're just gonna stop and listen for a second. Where did our rabbit go? Okay, so our last track was here. And he was running this way. Oh, there we go. Now we got a... Sometimes when you walk away, you'll get another track up here. So we got our disturbed veg. This is the beige. Could we? I don't know if beige is a rare fur variation, but if it is, we might be a potential rare diamond. So let's see here. Alright, stay on target. Oh, it's killing me. Okay, we got a bear fleeing. We're just going to hold up just for a second here. Okay, hold on. We're gonna tag this. So once again, if you ever are like me and you want to get a little squirrely, nope. I'm gonna place a waypoint here on the track out. So we got 5 eating here. We got anything that's big? Female. Ah, there's a max weight here as well. Look at that. So potential diamond up here. Is that the other? Yeah, so we got a potential. Is it 1 or 2 max weights? No, I already got this one before. So we've got a potential max weight here. What do we got for fur variations here? Just brown, red brown, light brown. We got a rest zone here. So this rest zone could very well be tied to the same herd. I'm going to probably say it is. So you see, we can start making connections here, right? So we see that, you know, for example, if this is their same need zone, they're there, they come up here after they drink, and then they go over here to rest. So then if we found their drink zone here, we'd see that, you know, they go here, they come up here to rest after they, or they come up here to rest after they drink, or yeah, they come up here to rest after they drink, and then they go over here to eat. So that being said, now that we're way off kilter here, and then there's another herd here of 7. So there's a herd of 5 and a herd of 7 that are resting here at the same time. And we got turkeys walking through the area too. So this spot's a little crazy. And it'd be interesting to know how many max weights there are. We know we've got 1 for sure. And this could very well be a second one. Thanks, Rob, for lurking. So we're just this is how we're going to test whether or not we've got two max weights within these two herds here. So we're just going to look here, and then we're going to go back here and see if the other track is green quick. Once again, we're not really losing anything, right? Because we know that they're here. We just know that next time I come out here on Layton and I go hunting, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to check it out. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to come up here and I want to hunt this area here because I know I've got at least one max weight diamond or one max weight whitetail in the area. And it looks like that's two max weights, because if we go over to this track here that we discovered before, that also is a max weight. It wasn't green. So we've got two max weights in the area, so two potential diamonds. So that's all good and fine. But let's go back to our max weight our max weight rabbit. There we go. Focus. Focus, man. Focus. So now this is kind of where it gets a little bit tricky when you're looking for an animal. So let me give you a hint here. We've got this track here. Hold on. We're going to place a waypoint on it. Okay. And now the next track for this animal is somewhere within this radius. Now that could be out. That could be as far out to here. You know, we could be 100 meters away before or more before we see our next track. But what we want to do is we want to just keep an eye on that, because that is going to help us to... So when we bring up our hunter mate, see, we're 83 meters away from our last track. And so we can't see the cone on there anymore, the tracking cone. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of fan out. I'm going to kind of move from side to side to see if maybe we can see. And it's kind of hard because sometimes these tracks won't render right away. Okay, that's just a female. That's fine. I don't care. We're going to get our shotgun out because she's coming this way. I didn't hit her. Alright, now we got to go back to our track again. I'm sorry. Yes, ADD. Totally get it. Alright, so here's our last rabbit track. And we're going to go out. We're going to bring up our... Let's reload our shotgun for a second, because we want to make sure that we're ready, just in case. So now, we're going to pull this up, and we're going to go out, and we're going to look. And we're going to go out, let's say, 70, 80 meters. Still see it. We're gonna head this way, looking for some of those tracks to see if we can see. We're gonna narrow down that cone a little bit more and hope that we can see some tracks. Now, it's hard when you get into a lot of space here like this where the tracks have been rendered to find it. So what we're going to do is we're going to run out now, and this is why we put that waypoint in there. Hold on, we're just going to check here with the binos. I hate these stupid birds that, you know, they lie flat there. Those are the NPC birds. I don't know if you want to call them NPCs, the non-shootable birds. Oh. So they were coming back to their need zone here. We just spooked them. That's fine. So see over here, we walked out a little bit. But normally what I do is I walk out and then I walk kind of like in an arc. But thankfully we're able to find this animal's track here. It's old. And now we can see that he started moving back. So let's pull up our hunter mate again. I'm going to hazard a guess that maybe he backtracked around and started back to while we were running all around. It's just going to be hard to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that point there kind of as a base point, and we're going to swing around in like a circle and try to find kind of the next track for that animal. I don't know if that makes any sense. So basically what we're going to do is we've got this, we know he started walking back here, so we're going to use this as a baseline, and we're going to like picture like a big circle. So we're going to make a big circle around, and in that circle somewhere we're going to pick up green tracks again in order to find where this rabbit went. Because like I said, hunting rabbits is hard. I mean, the small game can be some of the hardest in this, most challenging in this game. Forget, I was going to say, forget a great one. No, we're not going to do that. But I'm not going to go that far. But sometimes trying to find, you know, a track, especially when we've got a whole bunch of tracks because there's need zones and stuff, it can be pretty hard. But we know this rabbit kind of went back. Like I said, we could fudge it a bit. We could, you know, we could take, you know, go back to the main menu and start again. That's an old track. We know that's headed towards there. So let's just scoot around here and see if maybe we can find a track where this rabbit went backwards. Kind of the inclination of these things is they're going to go back at some point in time to their need zone. Like even if the need zone isn't exactly where they were feeding before, it's going to be, you know, a few hundred meters away. So we have done a circle over here and we have not seen any tracks yet. Like I said, it's kind of the way it goes. Rabbits don't leave a ton of tracks sometimes anyways, but especially when we have like, there's a lot of traffic in this need zone. You figure we had what, 7 and 11, that's 12 animals circling through here, plus turkeys, plus bear, plus moose. Unfortunately, I think it might be a dying cause for today. Which is too bad, because I'd really like to see. But maybe what I'll do... So once again, we know we have max weight potential diamond animals in this area here at that rest zone. We're going to work backwards and we're going to find this rabbit's need zone. I want to say it was. I'm wondering if he was in this rest zone over here. So we're just going to go down to that rest zone over there. Do, do, do. And we're going to see if that's where the track originated from. Because then we can kind of once again, make a mental note. Say, okay, I've got a two potential diamonds up there. Maybe one down here. Once again, when we say max weight and we talk about potential diamonds, every animal has a max weight estimate. And that's normally where you're going to find your golds and your diamonds, is going to be in that with those following those max weight tracks. And so when you're looking for diamonds, that's what you want to really focus on, is following, those max weight tracks, because that's going to help you to potentially find those diamond animals. Once again, not that sometimes we can get really heavily focused on finding diamonds. Don't let that be your focus. Let your focus be coming out here and having fun, right? Because that's what this game is about. It's just exploring. There's nothing cooler than coming across a big animal in this game. Look at those turkeys fly. Should we go pet the turkey? Hi, turkey. Let's pick up their need zone. Yeah, maybe that's where we'll end the stream today. What time is it? It's we got a couple more minutes. Should we pet this turkey with a shotgun? Let's pet him with a shotgun. Good turkey. And we have a feed zone here for moose. What kind of moose do we have over here? Oh, we got a whitetail warning call. They must not have liked that shotgun blast, but I think that's where we're going to end the stream for today. My kids will be home from school soon. Everything will break loose. So thank you very much for coming out and supporting me today on the live stream. I hope it's been enjoyable for you. Look forward to it. And next time I'll try to do streams every Thursday, but we'll see. So from Call of the Wild Tutorials, happy hunting.